My name is Stephanie Plunkett, and I'm Deputy Director and Chief Curator here at the Norman Rockwell Museum.
I'm Tom Daly, Norman Rockwell Museum Curator of Education.
And we're excited to speak about this wonderful 1947 Saturday Evening Post cover illustration created by Norman Rockwell called Going and Coming. As the title describes, there are actually two separate activities in this painting. Certainly on the top, there's an excited family, a multi-generation family who are obviously really looking forward to a day away, or maybe even a little bit longer. On the lower level of the painting, the second panel, they're experiencing a very different kind of reaction, certainly on their way home. I think the interesting thing about this painting is the time in which it was painted. It's actually a post-World War II painting, a time when a number of American families had a little bit more mobility. There were no longer rations on gas, and so if they had a car, they could probably take a day trip or maybe a week's vacation. If you look at the top half of the painting, you notice that everyone is very excited, enthusiastic about their day away. And at the bottom, very tired. They've had probably a very long and exciting experience. But there's only one character that doesn't change, and that is the grandmother. We actually see her at the top right of the painting and then again at the lower left, and she remains exactly the same. In fact, that was one of Norman Rockwell's neighbors in Arlington, Vermont, and he described her as somebody who always did have that expression. She often sat on her porch and watched the world go by. So it's fun to note that the older generation in Rockwell's painting seems to have a lot more stamina than her younger counterparts. We see in the work a rowboat on the top of their car. There are other memorabilia that give you a sense of where they've been. And if you look out the windows behind the family in the top level, you'll notice that there are lots of trees, lots of greenery. But on their return, their very tired return, it looks as though they're coming back to a very different kind of place, either a town or a city.
And Rockwell did a great job giving us an opportunity to see each of their emotions as the journey started and as it concluded. I also think that's great that Rockwell gives us a chance to see some other automobiles here and references that near the bottom of the painting. Also identifies the lake they go to.
This is actually just one of three two-panel post covers that Rockwell created. There were certainly other illustrators of his era who were using this format. But it actually stems from cartooning, in which artists actually use multi-panels to tell a story. So here Rockwell has been able to cover a span of time. We're not exactly sure what happened in the middle, but we get certainly the sense based upon the attitudes of the characters, the settings in which they are placed, and the artifacts, the objects that they have surrounding them both on the car and outside of the car.
And we certainly see reflections of the fact that this was a different time, as there's a little child in the front seat, and they also have their swimming clothes hanging off of the car door to help the swimming clothes dry out.
Doesn't look like they're wearing seatbelts either, which is kind of interesting. One thing that Rockwell always loves to include is the family dog. And in many of Rockwell's paintings, the dog actually has somewhat humanistic characters. In this piece, the dog, like the children, look very peppy on their way to their vacation spot. On the way back, just as exhausted as everybody else. It's fun to notice all the detail in this painting and to kind of ponder what was their day like? Where did they go? What kinds of experiences did they have? And where are they coming home to?
I think, too, the picture does give us a chance to wonder what was the most favorite thing they did? Did they enjoy going out on the boat? Did they just have a good time swimming? And certainly, what kind of plant does Grandma have?
And if you were to draw a picture of what came in between or write a story about it, what might you say? Or maybe how would you translate one of your own experiences into either a two-part drawing or an essay that tells a little bit about a before and after experience?